Welcome to Cary, North Carolina, Sahlen Stadium at WakeMed Soccer Park, home to the North Carolina Courage, who take on the Orlando Pride. The North Carolina Courage come in red hot after a 6-0 beatdown of the Portland Thorns. Crystal Dunn and the North Carolina Courage feeling good. Why? Because they're back where they belong. First place in the NWSL. You see Orlando Pride at the bottom. All they can do is play the role of the spoiler.
Yeah, Heather O'Reilly, what a legend. And in this community, nonetheless, growing up in this area, watching her play at UNC, and I know my fellow teammates growing up really appreciated what she's done for this game. And it's going to be an exciting night to celebrate her and watch her play out there.
Let's just look at some of the amazing accomplishments. She won a Youth World Cup, 2 NCAA titles at North Carolina, 3 gold medals, a World Cup title, an NWSL champion, a WPS champion. She has done it all, and she's done it with integrity. Meanwhile, a similar player for the Orlando Pride, great career, Allie Krieger. By the way, she went to Penn State where you played.
Yes, she did. Shout out to my fellow Penn Stater, Allie Krieger, just like Heather O'Reilly in her career. But she's got 103 caps with the national team, and she's done a really good job back there for the Orlando Pride this season.
Stars all over the field, including Kristen Hamilton. Got her first cap for the USA. She'll get the start tonight with the lineups and the kick. How about the North Carolina Courage taking on Orlando next, right here on WRAL2.
Louis waited his whole life to celebrate his team being crowned champions. So our wellness coaches developed a plan to keep him fit and healthy. And when his moment finally arrived,
jump up and get down.
His knees were up to the job. Aetna, you don't join us, we join you.
At Coastal Credit Union, we offer financial services, but we're not a bank, and that's a good thing. Here's why. Banks answer to Wall Street. At Coastal, we're owned by our members. That means we answer to you. Banks charge their customers inflated, unnecessary fees to increase their profits. We actually share our profits with our members through higher dividends, better rates, and lower fees. Find out more about how we're different than banks and how we work harder for you and your money at bankbetter.org.
Welcome to WakeMed Children's. Come on. Specialized care for teeny tiny babies to teens and really sick and hurt kids by doctors, surgeons, nurses, and support teams, all pediatric trained and super nice, and a gazillion pediatric specialties, even an emergency department just for kids. You know what? I'm feeling better already. WakeMed Children's, your children's hospital, and a whole lot more.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire. So you can trust with total confidence that our tires will deliver superior performance, no matter where the road takes you. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Welcome back to Sahlen Stadium at WakeMed Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina. A celebration of Heather O'Reilly. She'll get the start. Dean Leakey with Anna Whitty. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the North Carolina Courage. Feeling pretty loose right now as they celebrate Heather O'Reilly.
Having some fun out there?
Yeah, so here's the starting lineup, the familiar 4-4-2 with that box in the middle.
Yeah, Lynn Williams had an outstanding performance against Portland the other night. She had her second hat trick of the season, and she's expected to come out here and do the same thing tonight.
So that's the starting lineup for Paul Riley's North Carolina Courage. Meanwhile, Mark Skinner's Orlando Pride decimated by injury. No Alex Morgan, no Marta.
Yeah, Claire Emsley, though, she'll be up top for the Orlando Pride. She's had a really good season for them, and she's going to get some opportunities on goal up top, so they'll have to be careful with her.
Busy night tonight here at WakeMed Soccer Park, Sahlen Stadium, as you see Allie Krieger and the Orlando Pride taking their team photo. It's a celebration of Heather O'Reilly's career. At the end of this game, we'll be down on the field with a special presentation for Heather O'Reilly. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night. It's Military Night. At the end of the day, women's soccer is booming, and it's a great crowd here.
Yeah, it's a great night for women's soccer. It's a great night in the Triangle. It'll be exciting to watch these two teams come out and play against each other on a beautiful night in Cary, North Carolina.
There's the captain, the Kiwi, Abby Urseg, arguably the most fit athlete in the world. I'm talking any sport. She's just a beast as the Orlando Pride. And I'll tell you what, you said it best. In their last game against Chicago, they had that one. They even had a player advantage, and they lost it in the final seconds of the game. So they're up for the challenge. Any points they can take away from the teams at the top, they can be a spoiler.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should really take off of what they did on the back line. They had a really good back line back there, and they need to just build in the midfield, play together, and just play each other's feet and be calm out there.
There's Ashlyn Harris on the last two World Cup teams, and there's Paul Riley. For me, he's the best coach of women out there, and for me, he should be the next USA coach. He's already called Kate Markgraf, said no, he's not interested in that, but he is that good of a coach. You talk about dominance. They only lost one game last year in a World Cup year where you don't have a ton of players. He's got his team right back in first place.
Oh yeah, that means he's got a lot of depth on his bench, and he knows what to do with all of his players out there, and he knows where each player excels. And I think that's how you define a good coach, is what he knows what he has, and he knows how to use them to make them a good unit, not just good individuals.
There's Lynn Williams coming off that hat trick. I couldn't believe what I was watching because, as you know, the last 2 years, the North Carolina Courage and Portland have met in the NWSL championship game. 2 years ago, Portland won. Last year, the North Carolina Courage won. On Wednesday night, 6-0 in Portland. 6-0.
Portland is one of the greatest places in the NWSL to play, so the fact that they can go into their home on a Wednesday night and perform like that, I mean, just like Coach Paul Riley said, they played their best game so far this season, and hopefully they can capitalize on that going into their last couple games. And some different players can get some experience on this field, and again, they can work as a unit to get this win.
Yeah, I feel like Paul Riley said it was not only the best game of the season, I felt like he said it was the best game of this team being together, and they've had a lot of great games, so that says a lot. And Heather O'Reilly already with her first touch, getting the start at right back. And boy, when we asked him to talk about Paul Riley, his first comment was, well, do you have an hour? Because that's kind of the impact she's made on the sport.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been watching Heather O'Reilly since she started playing at UNC, and just looking at her accolades, I mean, just having 2 national championships is something you've done in soccer. That's a huge thing to say, and the fact that she's got 3 World Cup medals, Olympic medals and 3 World Cups, I mean, says a lot to who she is as a player and also to who she is as a teammate.
Here's McCall Zerboni getting the start tonight, as Samantha Mewis will be available but not starting. So, and also Merritt Mathias will also get a break, and that'll allow Heather O'Reilly to get the start. So Zerboni plays it to Hamilton. Hamilton did not start at that Portland game. However, she did come on and do what she's been doing all season, and she scored a goal.
Yeah, she did, and she's in the running to be
Golden Boot.
Yes, the Golden Boot winner this season. I think she's top 3 or top 4 right now, and she's been showing off this season for them.
Crystal Dunn trying to make that angled pass to Williams. Orlando will go off of Hinkle. It'll be a throw-in. Paul Riley, unabashed, says Hinkle's the best left back in the league as well. As there you see Emsley. Paul Riley had high praise for Emsley. Feels like she's going to be a good player. Zerboni comes in hard. And a quick whistle there.
Emsley's a great athlete, too. I mean, she can run, and she can hang with the best athletes on the field, and I think, you know, for this Pride team, she can run. If they just play her a ball down the field, she'll be great in the attack for them.
Pride looking to avenge 2 losses to the Courage in each of their previous matchups. Following this weekend's contest, the team will enter a week off from match play before they go to face Sky Blue FC. That's the story on the Pride. 3 minutes in here on a spectacular night for NWSL action. So glad to be with you in the Triangle on WRAL2. Right side O'Reilly, over to Denise O'Sullivan, last year's MVP. She personifies that junkyard dog mentality that Paul Riley has brought to this team that also has the mantra no finish line. In other words, there's always business to be taken care of.
Yeah, she's aggressive in that midfield, and especially for a team who's great at possessing and playing clean. She can get into those hard tackles and win the ball for them in the middle.
Throw in, Zerboni. McCall Zerboni. A little bit of heartbreak for her. She had been such a rock in this league, arguably one of the best midfielders. She had been best 11 2 straight years. She was on her way to making the U.S. World Cup team, and with the U.S. team, shattered her elbow and then missed the NWSL semifinals and championship game. Worked her way back to the U.S. roster, but a little bit too late, and was one of the final cuts, just missing out on being a part of that 23-person roster over in France. Riley will lose it. Fight back to try to win it back. Good ball for Orlando. Cutting with it now, Weatherholt. Picked up by Crystal Dunn. Dunn looking for Williams. Williams has Dabinia. Dabinia will bring it back to Hinkle. Hinkle's got a whole lot of room. Zerboni's calling for it. Hinkle's going to do it herself. Now she'll give it to Dabinia. Dabinia's got Williams. Lynn Williams, and even Lynn Williams, arguably one of the fastest players in the league, can't run that one down.
Yeah, this Courage team is playing a lot of possession. They're playing each other's feet. There's no need to rush it. We're only in the first 4 minutes of the game. So they're just playing calm and playing around this Pride offense.
Wonderful crowd still filing in here to Wake Met Soccer Park Sahlen Stadium. Here's Williams over to Denise O'Sullivan. Give it to Abby Ursag, and now the North Carolina Courage will change the point of attack. Dahlkemper is going to find Heather O'Reilly. O'Reilly's got it. Gets it to Crystal Dunn. Dunn now to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan has it denied. We were talking about it before the game, and it was an impressive performance from Orlando Pride against the Chicago Red Stars, all things considered, as Hamilton tries to send that in there. They even had that player advantage, but unlucky to lose that in the final seconds.
Oh, I know. In the final 5 minutes of the game.
There's a cross looking for Williams! And how about the North Carolina Courage up 1-0?
Kristen Hamilton, she had a great cross into Lynn Williams. She found her feet perfectly, and Williams just timed that run perfectly to the top of the 6 and was able to get a touch on it and find the back of the net.
Done.
Takes the touch to the end line, crosses it in right over Harrison. Just with her left foot, was able to touch it in the first 5 minutes, get a point on the board for the Courage.
Talk about red hot. Lynn Williams coming off the hat trick against Portland. Lynn Williams now with 11 goals on the season to go with 5 assists. And Kristen Hamilton gets the assist. She's got 9 goals and 5 assists. An incredible start for the North Carolina Courage. Lynn Williams, 11 goals.
Yeah, I mean, that says a lot for this Courage offense. I mean, they're just able to finish. You know, Kristen Hamilton and Lynn Williams both up there for the Courage. Paul Riley knows how to play offense with this team and how to get the ball in the back of the net.
So a great start for the Courage. Allie Krieger, normally an outside back, playing right center back for the Pride. Get it up front. Shot shot from distance there, not on frame.
I like Krieger in the center back there. I think she's a great leader, and she can bring that defense together and make sure that they play as a unit, because that Pride defense tonight, for sure, they need to play as a unit if they're going to fin this Courage offense.
O'Sullivan over to Abby Urseg, and they'll get it back to the Canadian starting goalkeeper, Stephanie LeBay, a big pickup. One of those rich get richer type pickups, as she's the starting keeper for Canada and now the starting keeper for the reigning Shield and NWSL championship team, the North Carolina Courage. 8 minutes in, alongside Anna Whitty, I'm Dean Linke, and the Courage lead it 1-0.
Yeah, the record between these two teams are 2-6. The Courage have won 2 out of their 8 they've won 6 out of their last 8 matchups. So that says a lot about the Courage's confidence going in this game too, knowing that they beat them a lot in the past couple of matchups.
Davinia over to Hamilton. Hamilton, so much speed, denied by Harris. Davinia trying to pick it up. Williams was there. Now O'Sullivan will give it back to Dunn. Dunn trying to find an opening, deflected, corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina Courage.
Yeah, the fact that they're able to find each other's feet right before the 18, in the 18, they're playing some great offense, and they're calm. They're calm up there.
Look at this extra burst of speed, though, by Hamilton, making Harris make the save, and Dabinia unlucky that it's not 2-0 North Carolina Courage.
Oh, for sure. That defender was there at the right time in the right place.
Denise O'Sullivan will drop it. As Heather O'Reilly tries to crank it in. It'll go off of Krieger. Hamilton's there. So is Harris. She'll spill it. Still loose. The North Carolina Courage fighting. Krieger comes over. Dunn's on it now. Dunn stays with it. Can't knock Dunn off the ball. She'll give it back. Zerboni hit that one and pops it out of bounds. Crystal Dunn is just a rock.
Yeah, she is. She's able to hold off those defenders and get a few more touches so her attackers can get in the right place, so maybe a cross could go in or a ball over the top, so maybe they could finish 1 or 2 touches. So we may see that later on tonight.
What a start for just a brilliant crowd, a wonderful setting. The North Carolina Courage, that 6-0 win over Portland. No proverbial hangover at all, just more of the same.
No, totally, more of the same. It's like, yeah.
The Orlando Pride.
Important thing to note, too, for the Courage is they're just playing really calm and they're playing really well together. I think, like Paul Riley said.
Here's Hamilton. Hamilton straight downhill, then stops. A little bit of collision there. Hopefully she's okay.
That looked
I think they might be pointing to the spot, too. I'm not sure. They may have caught a penalty here. Hamilton goes down. Paul Riley's up. I think it's a penalty.
I don't know. Looked like she kind of had her foot stuck in the ground there, but it definitely could have been a penalty back there on her right leg.
Well, wait and see. I thought I saw the referee point to the spot. We'll confirm that here. So Hamilton comes in. Collision goes down. Now let's see where the referee is. Yeah, the referee's pointing to the spot, I think.
Yeah.
I think the referee's going to come in. So she tries to cut back. Yep, comes across the face, goes down, can't make her move. So I'm pretty sure the referee pointed to the spot, and it's going to be a penalty for the North Carolina Courage.
Greening just couldn't slow down her feet there. Hamilton was trying to cut back and get a shot on goal, but she clipped her right there, and now we could see a PK.
So you wonder if Heather O'Reilly will get a chance to take the PK on a night where we're celebrating Heather O'Reilly.
How cool would that be? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
See her get a point tonight.
It's 1-0. Let's see if
Orlando Pride yellow card in the 19th minute of play.
Hamilton.
11th minute of play, number 19.
It still looks a little hazy out there. The training staff spending some time with her. And I believe they did give a yellow card as well to Erin Greening as Jessica McDonald warming up, and she may have to come on for Kristen Hamilton.
plays the ball in. She takes one touch, and that greening is just coming in hot. She's not able to slow her feet there, and she clips the back of her right leg and hits her in the face while she goes down, and it looks like she may have injured her face there. Better look.
So she takes her down as she's trying to cut back, and Hamilton saw some tears there, some raw emotion.
It's good to see her up on her feet, though. She points to her face.
Sounds like she's saying she can't see. So I think that's going to be it, and that means J-Mac, Jessica McDonald, will come on for Hamilton. And it's going to be Dahlkemper, actually, that takes the penalty kick, not Heather O'Reilly. So Abby Dahlkemper played in every game at the World Cup.
She was the NWSL Defender of the Year back in 2017.
So Dahlkemper on the whistle, and saved by Harris. The finish, and it'll go out of bounds. So the penalty kick denied as Abby Dahlkemper. It was read perfectly there by Ashlyn Harris. And how about that?
Yeah, just like you said, read perfectly. What a great stop from Ashlyn Harris, and Courage will get a corner out of this one.
So Dahlkemper right on the whistle. Ashlyn Harris read it the entire way. And knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick off the penalty kick. So the North Carolina Courage not able to make it 2-0, and they're now down with Hamilton. Done! And flipped! McCall Zerboni! Zerboni! Oh no, the flag is up. They're going to wave it off. It will not count. It will not count for McCall Zerboni standing in an offside position. No goal.
But way to get her head on that. Get in the position to get her head on that, and what a great ball from Crystal Dunn. The ball comes in, Crystal Dunn just gets one touch on it. That's all that she needs, and she's able to flick it on. Unfortunately, she's offside, and they won't get a point, but.
Dahlkemper, who missed the PK, great corner, great ball from Dunn, but the Pride stepped up as the ball was played to Dunn, so she was clearly in an offside position, so that goal will not count. So how about that? The Orlando Pride could have been down 2-0. And instead, the Dahlkemper penalty kick saved by Harris. And now the Zerboni goal called back because she was offside. So we're still just 1-0, even though it feels like it's 5-0 already. The Courage have been dominant.
Oh, for sure. But that was a great decision by the Orlando Pride defense, a unit decision. It was it was a little risky for them to step out as a unit and maybe catch her off sides, but they timed it perfectly and were able to do that for them.
Courage continue to attack. Jessica McDonald into the game now for Hamilton, who is done. Hinkle will lose it. Krieger will push it forward, but too strong. It'll roll out of bounds. There's Scott Vallow, part of the North Carolina Courage staff, and Scott Vallow going to go check on Kristen Hamilton as we're 16 minutes in. Lynn Williams.
Evans wasn't able to get a good touch on it and advance the ball up. So the Courage will swing the ball around the field again. Great touch by Dahlkemper.
Debinha. Little move. Trying to find Lynn Williams. 17 minutes in. Debinha. Great extra effort. Now Williams. Looking for McDonald. Can't get it through, and Krieger will clear it.
Some great communication up there, too, between Crystal and Debinha. I'm sorry, Crystal and Williams.
Hinkle. Abby Urseg.
And the Courage just need to find one another's feet. There's no rush to finish the ball. There's no rush to get a shot on goal. They're doing a really good job playing around the Pride and getting them tired.
Pride will knock it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Abby Dahlkemper. It's not easy to shake off missing a penalty kick. You know, no matter what level you are, you got to mentally get right because you know you had what is considered a sitter, right? It's almost like a free throw, and to be denied there, she's got to shake it off.
Oh yeah, for sure. She needs to. Hinkle's gonna cross the ball in.
Hinkle, always a good ball with the left foot, but Harris has that one read. And Ashlyn Harris at the top of the 18.
A great look from Hinkle, though.
Krieger. Williams pressure gets a piece of it.
That body open.
Dahlkemper. Heather O'Reilly's going to bring it back to Stephanie LeBay.
One of you there.
Davina. Hinkle. Good little touch. Williams back to Hinkle, but Orlando has it here. Green got that yellow card, and LeBay. Quick feed to LeBay. She'll give it right back to Urseg.
The Courage just keep building from the back. And that's all they need to do right now is find one another's feet, make them run.
Sullivan, Jessica McDonald, who I thought was just fantastic in the 2 USA games. Good ball to Williams, and Williams misses. An easy one there as McDonald put it on a platter. The flag stayed down, and Williams should have had another one.
Great job by Williams to beat her defender there and get a few great touches before she gets a great cross off, and it comes off of Williams' ankle, or I'm sorry, heel it looks like, and she wasn't able to finish it, but a great look nonetheless.
Saw the smile there from Williams. She knew that she should have put that one away. Jessica McDonald, as she gets her fitness back, remember she didn't play a ton at the World Cup, and when she came back, her fitness wasn't totally there, so she wasn't an immediate starter. Then she went with the U.S. national team, and I felt like both games she played, she was amazing. She had the great throw-in, she had the assist, she had a dummy inside the 18. For Jill Ellis and the USA team, I thought she was fantastic. We were telling her that before this game, and of course, she kept it going off the bench as well, or starting actually against Portland in that 6-0 win.
Oh yeah, she's done a really good job up there. She's quick, she's fast. Even though she may not be at the top of her fitness level, she knows what she can do with the ball, and she knows what she's capable of. And for a player like that, that's great that she's able to see that and get crosses like that off.
So much power as well, and then you got the speed of Williams combined with that power of Jessica McDonald. Great 1-2 punch, and now the development of Kristen Hamilton into a next level player. She got her first cap with the USA.
The Courage's technical game too. They do a great job of controlling the ball and finding one another's feet.
Jessica McDonald, Sullivan, look at all this one-touch passing. There were 2 touches that time, but just one and keep it moving.
Exactly.
Dahlkemper, tough ball for Zerboni. She'll give it back to Urseg, who's got Hinkle. Urseg will get it to Dunn. Dunn. Now to Dabinia. Heather O'Reilly's going to make the run, and O'Reilly told her. So now O'Reilly can try to dance over there. She'll cut inside. O'Reilly, good ball, far side! Flag was up, though. Dabinia was offside anyway, as Harris had it.
Yeah, and Williams could have had a good touch on that too, but Heather O'Reilly, a great job of getting in the attack, cutting the ball in and getting it off of her left foot. A great look too. Heather O'Reilly has had 55 assists with the national team too. That's a large number.
How many goals?
47 goals.
47 goals, 55 assists, and how many appearances?
231 appearances.
Wow. What a career, huh?
What a career. Very impressive. And not only a great career, but just what she's done for the sport too. I mean,
good ball here, looking for Williams. One back by Dunn. Dunn takes a look. Harris denied it. And Harris picks it back up in front of Allie Krieger.
All this week on social media, her teammates have been posting videos about what kind of a friend she's been to them, a mentor, and even some of the players, they've been able to watch her as they grew up. So again, like, not only has she done great things for the sport on the field, but off the field.
Lisa Sullivan battling. Sullivan, often the smallest player on the field, but just plays with such tenacity.
I love how they're finding LeBay's feet too. They're including her in the play. They're using her as a point of switching the field. She's got great technical skills too.
Hinkle, Bina. Bina ran into 2 white jerseys. Marissa Vigiano, who was a fantastic player in the Big Ten for the Northwestern Wildcats, and Michael Moynihan. She was a great player, great vision, getting a lot of time now for Orlando.
Yeah, she's quick too. She's very technical as well, and she's great in the attack.
You know you got to be smart to go to Northwestern, but she's got that soccer IQ. She always knows the right pass, the right space.
That's what you need in the midfield too. They're like the quarterback of the soccer field. If you can see the field as a midfielder, control the game that way, and you're vocal, I mean, that's how you become successful in the middle of the field.
On the bench for Orlando, a player that you played with, Joanna Boyles, who will go on to play for UNC.
Yeah, Joanna Boyles getting 1 goal and 2 assists so far this season. She's done a great job in the midfield as well. She's great in the air, and she's very strong, and she can command her, or she's great getting into the attack too. It's great to see her be successful at the next level.
How about Abby Alinsky, another Tar Heel who wasn't like she was an all-ACC player at UNC, but she's made it into the starting lineup here for Orlando. Here's Jessica McDonald. McDonald cutting back in, staying with it. Good ball over Williams! And she hits it too high. So Williams could almost have another hat trick already. She's got the only goal. Missed his sitter early, and this one, another good opportunity.
A great ball from Dahlkemper, and again, Jessica McDonald able to get the ball in the box, and that's exactly what the Courage needs. She's able to beat her defender, several touches, a great ball in, and just a little high, but a great look.
The defender fell, Anna, so she actually had time to set her feet a little bit. Maybe she didn't know, but the defender actually fell, so she was all alone. And Williams basically couldn't get her body over it and roofed it high into the stands. Donald winning that first ball, second and third, pinging around to Orlando. Now the Pride trying to head downhill for once. Look at Hinkle with the denial. Different level player, folks. Jaylene Hinkle. Here's Dunn. Back over to Hinkle. Denied there by Abby Ursag. A rare bad pass from Jaylene Hinkle. Samantha Mewis already warming up. I wonder what that's about, as there's still 25 minutes remaining here, and there's already been 1 sub made because the injury to Kristen Hamilton would appear to be her eyes. As she came over, it was almost as if she was saying that she couldn't see, and that's pretty major, right? And then you saw the...
Looked like when she went down, she may have gotten an elbow or a finger to the eye. And
foul against Orlando. No Alex Morgan, no Marta, no Presley, and the list is even deeper than that. And then in the meantime, you're talking about a well-oiled machine here, the North Carolina Courage. I mean, this is a team with, I don't see any weaknesses out there at all, Anna Whitty.
No, and like I said, they play great together as a unit. They've been playing together for a long time. This Orlando Pride team is very young. Allie Krieger's the only national team player on the field right now with Ashton Harris.
Dunn goes around Krieger, Dunn! Wow, Crystal Dunn just going right around Allie Krieger, the 2 national team teammates in the 18.
Dahlkemper is able to build it back out from the back. They're playing in the Orlando Pride's 50 the most of this match.
The Pride coming the other way. Linsky Let's take a look at Crystal Dunn going against her USA teammate Allie Krieger. Watch this.
Yeah, Crystal Dunn taking on Krieger to the inline and puts a few moves on her and is able to get a touch around her. And Krieger's strong. She was able to take another pass touch Krieger and wasn't able to find her feet. But
force of nature right there. That is the left back for the U.S. national team, and she's not even a left back.
Nope.
And she was one of the best left backs at the World Cup. For the North Carolina Courage, she plays where she's comfortable as one of the 2 10s, and she's a machine. The other 10, Davinia, goes down right there.
yeah, Crystal Dunn is a very versatile player, and she's really strong, as you could see in that replay.
So Kennedy will get the yellow card. Kennedy was part of that Western New York Flash team that also won a title under Paul Riley. And so she knows a lot of these players pretty well.
She dove for that ball. She could have just moved her feet a bit and got in front of Davinia, but
also on the bench for Orlando, Morgan Reed, who started at Cardinal Gibbons High School, a stone throw away from here, and then a great player for the Duke Blue Devils, part of Duke's best 4-year run.
yeah, Morgan Reed's a strong outside back. She's fast, she's quick, she's able to get in the attack. Which is kind of what the Orlando Pride needs to do right now. Get in the attack, play each other's feet, maybe calm down a little bit. Looks like they're kind of nervous out there.
Williams too quick to McDonald.
Great look coming across the top of the 18.
You think about Heather O'Reilly in the celebration. We'll have a post-game celebration. Her first goal for the U.S. national team was actually scored here in Cary in 2002 against Italy, assisted by Julie Foudy. Just to give you an idea of how long Heather O'Reilly has been getting it done. She is crossed generations, right? You think about the 91ers, the 99ers, and then you go to her World Cup title in 2015. That's a pretty amazing run right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Fans, we're about to start a chant support session. When you see the lyrics on the screen, please.
So 30 minutes in, it's the North Carolina Courage 1, Orlando Pride 0. Alongside Anna Whitty, I'm Dean Linky. Delighted to be with you on WRAL 2. And Anna, if you can believe it, there's still fans trying to get in here, as it is just a wonderful crowd.
Yeah, it's great to see this for the Courage tonight and for women's soccer.
Heather O'Reilly sends a pretty good ball, but Ashlyn Harris has it.
I like seeing Heather O'Reilly get in the attack like that, and that was her second cross of the night, and so it's fun to see her get in the attack as well as Hinkle, and they can definitely do that with Dahl Kemper and Ursek holding down the camp in the back.
Ashlyn Harris boots it long. Second bounce. One there by Evans. One back though by Hinkle. Here's Davinia's got Williams on one side. Davinia's got Dunn on the other. McDonald is trying to get it back to Dunn. McDonald gets another chance to do something with it. Again to Dunn, but tough ball to handle, and Orlando will go the other way. O'Sullivan. Now Dunn.
The Courage are doing a really good job of playing the ball through the midfield too. The midfield they're all three playing off of one another.
Davinia takes a shot, and Ashlyn Harris will gobble it up.
Great shot, almost in the top right corner. Exactly where you want to put it. Just a little more lift would have found it. There she goes, one touch, two touch. A great catch by Ashlyn Harris.
32nd minute. If you're just joining us, an early goal from Lynn Williams, assisted by Kristen Hamilton, who is making her first appearance back here at Wake Med Soccer Park after getting her first cap for the full national team. Later on, Hamilton would earn a penalty kick, but would get hit in the face and is now in the locker room. Jessica McDonald came in early. That's the story, 1-0. Abby Dahlkemper would have her penalty kick denied by Ashlyn Harris, otherwise it'd be 2-0. Orlando can tie it right here. Ursek comes over in support, squared, good turn.
Oh, and what a great look. A great turn, too. A great opportunity for the Pride in the attack.
Danny
Weatherholt is able to get a shot off. And Evans takes it in lines, cuts it back on Urseg, crosses the ball with her left foot, and 2 touches. That was a great look by Weatherholt. Wasn't able to find the back of the net, but was very, very close.
So a throw in now for the Courage. Hinkle.
Great turn.
Yeah, so leave it for Dunn. Dunn did it just a little bit too hard for Lynn Williams. It'll roll out of bounds.
The midfield plays really well together. The fact that Dabinia could just let that ball go, knowing that Crystal Dunn was back there, she would make that run up top. Crystal Dunn could play her up top. Great communication on the field.
So a player down right now. The training staff will come out. And that'll allow both teams to take a little bit of a water break here. It wasn't a planned water break, but the injured Vigiano.
The Courage need to just keep doing what they're doing, finding each other's feet, playing position, playing on the out wide, dribbling at their defenders. They can clearly take on their defenders in the final third. And the Pride just need to find some width and play each other's feet out wide. That's where they're going to be successful.
Ashlyn Harris. Lynn Williams. Vigiano appears to be in some pain there as the trainer dealing with her. 1-0 North Carolina Courage on top of Orlando. And let's take a look at the only goal so far.
Great touch by Heather O'Reilly. Takes on her defender, Crystal Dunn, takes it inside. Stays strong, knocks down Vigiano. Kristen Hamilton takes it to the inline, gets a cross off with her right foot, and Lynn Williams finds the back of the net. One touch. A great look from Kristen Hamilton and a great finish.
Williams coming off that hat trick, adds another one. And now Vigiano appears to be in some pain. I think she might be done. We'll see if Coach Skinner has a sub ready to go. Vigiano actually looks like maybe she's waved it off and saying that she's going to get back in there. So no sub set to come in. So Vigiano looks like she's going to shake it off and get back out there, Anna.
Yeah, Vigiano was drafted 30th in the 2019 draft this year. She got her first goal against Sky Blue in July, and she's had a great season for the Pride this year.
Kayla Sharples, who is on the Red Stars roster, played with her at Northwestern along with Hannah Davison, and both of them on the Red Stars actually were tweeting out their support for Vigiano scoring that goal, as college teammates stick together forever too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's cool that your friends get to see you be successful. And
oh, that's an own goal! An own goal as it comes back across. I think it was Edmonds who knocks it in. Kristen Edmonds. I'm not quite sure what she was doing there. We'll take another look at it, and an own goal. And how about the North Carolina Courage? It's 2-0.
yeah, Hinkle gets that cross in there, just like she's been doing all night, and it comes off of Edmund's shin guard. Finds the back of the net, over top Ashlyn Harris's head. There she's again. One big touch, gets her head up, crosses it in. Edmonds just didn't get her body around the ball. So it went off her shin guard into the back of the net.
Wow, how about that? We've seen it all. Like, penalty kick denied, but then that was perhaps the best ball struck so far accidentally. I mean, there's nothing Harris can do right there as it went under the crossbar.
No, nothing she could do, and I don't think she saw it coming either. But if Edmonds situated her body a little bit so the ball would be coming at her instead of putting her foot out there to try and stop the ball, it definitely would have found the back of the net, and she may have been able to drop it down and clear it out of their 18.
Here's Dahlkemper. Riley, little give and go there with O'Sullivan. Lavinia has it taken away. It's 2-0 now. A little bit more comfortable for the North Carolina Courage, as even though they were dominating play at 1-0, it felt like Orlando with one transition could tie it.
They say 2-0 is the most dangerous score in soccer.
Yeah, I don't ever understand that, by the way. This one sent in there, headed out of there by Dahlkemper. Here's Davinia.
I'll never understand it either, but I remember the first time a coach told me that was the most dangerous score in soccer, and we actually were up 2-0 at halftime. They came back to beat us, so he was right. Stuck with me since.
There you go. Well, we know for sure, having seen the North Carolina Courage earlier this week put 6 up against the Portland Thorns, that the Courage aren't done. They'll continue to press and continue to try to add some goals here. Stay with us, folks, because this team is amazing. You can call them the best team in the world. At least you definitely could last year. This is in, though. It could be 2-1. LeBay with the save. Another opportunity coming. Stephanie LeBay. Wow, a kick save by LeBay. Orlando was in. I can't believe it's not 2-1. Williams going the other way. Numbers are good. 3-on-3. Williams has Davinia. Williams likes to shoot. In these cases, Williams looking for options. Still has Dunn. Now Williams is going to hold it back.
Krieger was able to slow Williams down there. She had to play the ball back to Hinkle.
Dunn's going to shoot it. Now Zerboni back to Williams. Zerboni again, trying to keep it alive. Dunn. Dunn was one touch from getting it back on her right foot to take a shot.
Great team effort to slow down the Courage team there. And
O'Reilly getting involved. Heather O'Reilly. Lofted ball.
Great,
Hinkle.
Great way to pull it down, and gets 2 defenders.
Hinkle dancing with it. Jaylene Hinkle, clinical. Good ball, swerving in. McDonald, and how about the North Carolina Courage? Hinkle to Jessica McDonald, and the Courage are rolling.
Heather O'Reilly in the center of the field there was calm with the ball. Really didn't have any defenders on here. Was able to chip the ball over, find Hinkle's feet, who was able to take on 2 defenders there. Watch the other defender come in and stay strong, and she cuts it back and able to take another big touch down the line. Takes on the defenders again, crosses the ball in, and way to find the net. McDonald gets her first goal of the night. What a great cross, and what a great finish. The fact that she was able to find the corner of the net as well. She was calm.
Jessica McDonald, what an athlete she is she's got 3 goals on the season to go with 1 assist. Obviously missed a lot of games as a member of the U.S. World Cup team. The only mom on the roster is she's got a handsome young son, her pride and joy. And Jessica McDonald on the board with Williams and the own goal, and it's 3-0 coming off a 6-0 win. So they've scored 9 goals in the last 130 minutes. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And McDonald, her composure when she's in the final third, even in the 18. She was actually the first NWSL player to reach 33 regular season goals. That's pretty impressive.
Davinia. really good for Brazil at the World Cup. Came back as soon as she could. As soon as Brazil was done, she called Paul Riley and said, I'm coming back. She wanted to get back in with the team, and she has been a fixture and just a wonderful player, along with Dunn at those 10s. Long ball, Krieger and Williams. Williams gets there first before Krieger. Williams will get it back to Dunn. Touch it back to Zerboni. Zerboni will switch it to O'Reilly. Clinical for the North Carolina Courage. Heather O'Reilly. Now Jessica McDonald. McDonald turns around it on her left foot. Doesn't get a whole lot on it. Looked like almost a handball from Vigiano. 43rd minute. We'll have at least 2 or 3 minutes of added time, as you had the Hamilton injury and you had the Vigiano injury for the Courage and the Pride respectively. You got to figure at least 3 minutes, I would think, of added time. Maybe more. McDonald, oh, she thought Dabinia was going to go get it after she stole it away from Kennedy. Look at this. I mean, the Pride cannot put passes together. Here's Dunn over to Williams. Krieger now tracking back again to try to take care of Williams. Williams into the box. Williams back across. Too strong for McDonald, and it'll roll all the way out of bounds. And the Courage electrifying right now. Just fantastic soccer.
Yeah, and Williams right there was able to get to the end line with her defender, but she chipped it a little too much. Wasn't able to find McDonald's feet, but again, they're doing such a great job in the final third. There's so much composure by the Courage, and they're playing together to find these goals, and they're switching the ball really well too. There's a lot of communication that has to go on in that Orlando Pride's defense when they switch the ball like that, so it can find some confusion for them.
Here's Zerboni's got Hinkle. Zerboni's going to come all the way back to Urseg. Abby Urseg to Abby Dahlkemper. Dahlkemper now to Dunn.
The Orlando Pride are giving the midfielders a lot of time in the center of the field. Crystal Dunn was able to turn the ball up there and find her teammates' feet.
Hinkle. Dabinia. O'Sullivan. Dunn. Heather O'Reilly. Lofted ball. Good flick as Kennedy comes back to help out her Pride back line.
A great play there from the Courage.
But Hinkle just takes it away again. Jaylene Hinkle is a phenomenal soccer player. It's 4 minutes of added time.
4 minutes of added time.
I mean, Paul Riley flat out says she's the best left back. Of course, you all know the story with Hinkle and the U.S. national team, but perhaps with a new coach and the dust settling, she'll get another chance to wear the red, white, and blue. She's certainly playing like somebody who deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. She's already got 8 caps with the national team, and she's so strong back there. She's very smart on and off the ball. She has great runs, obviously great crosses off of her left foot.
Here's Dabinia. Dabinia's got Williams. Dabinia staying with it. Dabinia takes the shot. Williams runs it down. Williams turns, but no problem for Harris.
Dabinia did a great job carrying the ball up herself and almost getting a shot on goal. There she goes. Takes on 2 defenders. Almost, she didn't have that second defender on her. She may have gotten a better shot off, but Lynn Williams did a great job of staying on the ball and almost winning it back.
So we're about 90 seconds into the 4 minutes of added time. It's 3-0 North Carolina Courage, and Hinkle, for me right now, has been the best player on the field. I mean, she led the own goal. She had that great cross. She has been there defensively, and they've run a lot of their offense through their left back.
Yeah, she's been able to take on 2 defenders at once as well. She says a lot about her strength and her ability to get in the attack as a defender. definitely against the Orlando Pride tonight.
McDonald trying to find Williams. 2 minutes in to the added time. 3-0 North Carolina Courage. Urseg,
there,
yeah,
Urseg.
she's a special player too. Dunn will lose it. Greening did well to come in hard on Crystal Dunn.
You can tell this Orlando Pride team is definitely tired. The Courage are wearing them out with all their possession, but they're hanging in there.
Well, you think about it, as Hamilton has ice over her eye, they're doing this without Samantha Mewis, arguably one of the best players in the league as well. She's perfectly healthy, but they've got those 5 outstanding midfielders. Paul Riley did it last year where he, down the stretch, rotated it. So Dabinia will sit out a game coming up. O'Sullivan will sit out a game coming up. Mewis sitting out this one. Dunn will take a rest, and they'll be ready when the playoffs start.
We've got a very deep bench on this Courage team. A lot of different players who can play a lot of different positions when needed.
Urseg. Final seconds here of an impressive first half, an impressive 4 days when you think about that 6-0 win over a Portland team that had all their stars out there. Tobin Heath was out there, Lindsey Horan was out there, Megan Klingenberg was out there, Adriana Franch was out there, Christine Sinclair was out there, and the Courage left them in the dust. As this shot will come right to Harris, and that'll be it. The final whistle as Harris goes down, and real quick comment, McDonald scores impressive first half from the Courage.
Yeah, for sure, and they could be up by a few more points as well. Going to the locker room, I'm sure they're going to talk about how they can find each other's feet in the 18, find the back of the net a few more times, and seal the deal for them.
The North Carolina Courage, how about them? They celebrate Heather O'Reilly. They're rolling along. It's 3-0 here at half. Stay with us on WRAL2.
Maria, so how's work?
It was 4th period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Bright lights are out. Fantastic crowd, perhaps a record crowd, as the North Carolina Courage in first place. And they got a 3-0 lead over Orlando at the half. and they're loving it. The North Carolina Courage 3, Orlando Pride 0. Stay with us on WRAL2.
Louis waited his whole life to celebrate his team being crowned champions. So our wellness coaches developed a plan to keep him fit and healthy. And when his moment finally arrived,
Jump up and get down.
his knees were up to the job. Aetna, you don't join us, we join you.
At Coastal Credit Union, we offer financial services, but we're not a bank, and that's a good thing. Here's why. Banks answer to Wall Street. At Coastal, we're owned by our members. That means we answer to you. Banks charge their customers inflated, unnecessary fees to increase their profits. We actually share our profits with our members through higher dividends, better rates, and lower fees. Find out more about how we're different than banks and how we work harder for you and your money at bankbetter.org.
Welcome to Wake Med Children's. Come on. Specialized care for teeny tiny babies, to teens, and really sick and hurt kids. By doctors, surgeons, nurses, and support teams. All pediatric trained. And super nice. And a gazillion pediatric specialties. Even an emergency department just for kids. You know what? I'm feeling better already. Wake Med Children's, your children's hospital, and a whole lot more.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire. So you can trust with total confidence that our tires will deliver superior performance, no matter where the road takes you. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Massive crowd here at Wakeman Soccer Park in Sahlen Stadium. Why not? Coming off a World Cup title, the USA. Why not come watch the best team in the NWSL? Some could argue the best women's pro team in the world. They're going to step aside one more time and come back for the highlights in the second half kick. It's North Carolina 3, Orlando 0 on WRAL2.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
In North Carolina, we get up before the sun rises and stay up into the wee hours of the night. We believe in working hard and playing harder. Behind every meal, there's a farmer, and behind every farmer, there's got to be NC, the official state identity program for North Carolina agricultural products. Look for the Got to Be NC logo wherever you shop or eat, and you'll know you're getting a quality product grown, raised, caught, or made in North Carolina.
Mercy on my soul, baby. I need you, baby. Come back home, baby. Mercy on my soul, baby. I need you, baby. Come back home, baby.
Future stars of NWSL, perhaps the North Carolina Courage, are here tonight watching NWSL action, and they have been treated to a spectacular performance from the home team. Your reigning NWSL Shield and champions, the North Carolina Courage, back in first place, and it's 3-0. Dean Lincoln with Anna Whitty. And Ann, let's go to work and show you the highlights here in the first half. there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. Crystal Dunn, she's so strong on that ball. Finds the ball out wide to Kristen Hamilton, who finds Lynn Williams, who finds back in the net for one touch. So much happening in this play, but nonetheless, she had a great finish. First 5 minutes of the game.
Williams coming off a hat trick, and that 6-0 win over Portland makes it 1-0. Jaylene Hinkle was so great, she drops it to Dabinia.
And Kristen Hamilton, she takes another touch. Dabinia was almost able to find the back of the net there. She beat Krieger to the end line. Great save by Ashlyn Harris as well. Kristen Hamilton had a great performance, and then she was going down the line, and the defender wasn't able to slow her feet quick enough. She got the back of Kristen Hamilton's right leg, and Dahlkamper goes for the PK, wasn't able to get it, but they did get a corner. Great stop by Ashlyn Harris. She has had a great game so far.
Jaylene Hinkle has been outstanding. Dabinia lofted this one over, and Harris had it there, as Dabinia has also been dangerous.
Absolutely. She's great on the ball, too. She's able to come out the defense and then play the ball out wide to her attackers, who are able to get the ball in the box. Hinkle taking on her defender, and Emmons tries to clear the ball, but goes off her shin guard. Upper right-hand corner, Ashlyn Harris wasn't able to get there and puts a goal on the scoreboard for the Courage.
As we celebrate Heather O'Reilly, she gives this great ball to Hinkle, and then Hinkle just dances with it. She's magical.
Oh, she's so magical, and she's another strong player. Look at her get at the end line, get the ball off. She didn't even have to get her hips around the ball, and McDonald was able to find the back of the net, the side of the right of the net, and another great finish from McDonald.
She goes right over to Hinkle, gave her the perfect pass. Hinkle to McDonald, and it's 3-0. 13 shots for the Courage. Possession, look at that, almost 70% for the North Carolina Courage.
They've been so dominant in this game, and it shouldn't have been even be 3-0 at this point. They should have a few more goals, but we could see that in the second half. The Orlando Pride are trying to keep some composure back there, trying to keep the ball in their 50, but Courage are just having a really strong performance against the Pride tonight. 3
yellow cards for Orlando as well, including that yellow card. So Greening actually, her hand swiped the head of Kristen Hamilton, who had to leave the game, and then McDonald came off her. McDonald didn't even start, and she had to come on in the first half, replacing Kristen Hamilton, who left with an assist. Williams has a goal. Dabinia's been magical. McDonald has a goal, and then you've got the own goal. So the Orlando Pride, we'll see how they shake out here in the final 45. They've got a mountain to climb, though, against a team that has been so clinical. It's almost at times that the Orlando Pride, dare I say it, I don't mean any disrespect, but they look like cones, right? And the Courage are dancing around their cones as if it's a warm-up session. 70-30 in possession, it's pretty close to that.
Oh, for sure. And the Courage have looked like they've been playing together for so many years, and they're so calm back there. They're able to find each other's feet. Pride look a little nervous back there, and 70-30, that's a big number.
So the second half is underway. A fantastic crowd here at Sahlen Stadium, WakeMed Soccer Park. Not too many open seats. Just a wonderful crowd. And you gotta believe that lines for food have to be way long, as Dabinia trying to play with it.
I'd love to see the support, too, for the NWSL and women's soccer. A lot of future stars out here as well.
Yeah, so many young girls wearing Courage jerseys, wearing Alex Morgan jerseys. There's some definitely Orlando Pride jerseys here. Sent in as Abby Urseg made the run right down the middle. She's looking to get involved in this at 3-0. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Look at Jessica McDonald. So much power. Just an absolute beast. A little flick there from Dabinia. O'Sullivan. Now Heather O'Reilly.
Great touch by O'Sullivan there, too, with the defender coming on her. Able to bring the ball down, pass it back, and just build again.
Jaylene Hinkle. This one with her right foot. Trying to find McDonald, and Harris has it. Post-game celebration honoring Heather O'Reilly. Abby Dahlkemper.
Emsley's been working hard up there for the Orlando Pride. She's been chasing down the Courage's defense. Hasn't been able to do anything for them tonight, but she's a really great athlete for them.
Dahlkemper. Drop to Edmonds, and it'll go off of O'Sullivan. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, Orlando Pride. Alongside Anna Whitty, who was part of the Capital Area Soccer League, which is now part of North Carolina FC Youth, one of the biggest clubs in North America, if not the biggest. Anna Whitty would go on to play at Penn State in the Big Ten. Back here tonight in the booth. It's done. Dabinia will clear it.
Great thought by Dabinia to clear it high and wide so it doesn't go straight back to Krieger where she can just play it back out wide. Krieger has to move to find the ball, and then they have to start over in their own 50.
The ball to Alinsky. Great shield by Hinkle, who, again, doing everything. Complete performance from the left back, Jaylene Hinkle.
Yeah, she's been such a great start tonight. She's so strong back there, and sometimes it doesn't even look like it's hard for her. She's getting some really great opportunities, crossing the ball in and making some great plays for the Courage as well up top. That own goal came off of her foot, came off of Edmund's shin guard, but originally came off of Hinkle's cross.
Done.
Great turn by Dunn on Edmonds there. Able to find McDonald's feet, and that's exactly how the Courage get in the attack, is through their midfield there.
Williams tried to give it back to McDonald. Now here's Hinkle. McDonald is onside, but too strong, as it'll come all the way back to Harris.
Harris has been great for them back there. She's very vocal for the Pride's defense, and that's exactly what they need tonight. They need someone back there to kind of help them, especially when the Courage look to switch the attack. Having vocal leaders for the Pride is exactly what they need right now, especially when they're playing against a team like the Courage.
So roll all the way to Harris. Ashlyn Harris kind of got to feel like, knowing where Orlando is, bottom of the standings, that they're hoping to just get through these next 40 and try to take some sort of inspirational moments, maybe try to take it 15 minutes at a time and see if they can, if nothing else, stop the Courage from scoring.
Yeah, they need to take exactly what you said, each minute at a time. Kind of bring the ball down, find each other's feet. It looks like they're in a rush to go somewhere or do something with the ball. They just need to swing. She were to swing that ball back around and find Edmund's feet.
Stephanie LeBay is confident in goal. LeBay with that left hand will get it out to Hinkle.
The Orlando Pride team is still a young team, and I know Mark Skinner said that he's excited about this team's potential.
Came back, McDonald, oh, and they'll say offside. I don't think so. I thought she was shoulder to shoulder as it was played, but as she came around, the flag went up. Didn't matter as Harris was ready anyway.
Great ball by Hinkle in through the Orlando Pride defense. Ashlyn Harris had a great save. McDonald had a great touch on the ball. She plays the ball through Krieger. She may have been offsides there, but again, Ashlyn Harris did a great job coming off her line to defend that ball.
Yeah, that was a good look by our crew there. It did look like she was indeed offside as she peeled off the shoulder before the ball was served.
Stay with the hail, stay with the hail.
Orlando, denied by O'Sullivan. Dabinia. Good ball in. Williams Drops it back to Benia. Tried to sneak one in. And it'll be a goal kick back to Orlando.
Just at the top of the 18. Davina could have had one there. There she goes, plays the ball into Lynn Williams, who pulls it back. Has 3 defenders on her. Finds Davina's feet again. Just a little wide of the net. Courage keep going out there, Orlando Pride defense, and are doing a great job of getting some shots almost on goal, but aren't able to find the back of the net yet here in the second half.
Fantastic crowd here at Sahlen Stadium, WakeMed Soccer Park. Waiting for the official number, but we're pretty sure it's going to be a record for a North Carolina Courage regular season game. Denise O'Sullivan. Heather O'Reilly. Edmonds gets it. O'Reilly gets it right back. Heather O'Reilly goes and gets it. Gives it to Debinha. How about that? O'Reilly lost it, came right back and ripped it away.
Heather O'Reilly's playing really high, and I love to see her in that attack. She's great at fighting these forwards' feet. Look at all these fans here tonight. There's Heather O'Reilly. Doesn't get it to her teammate first, but she wins the ball back, finds Debinha's feet. In for McDonald, who wasn't able to get there, but they're able to get a corner kick off that one.
Heather O'Reilly's going to take the corner. Denise O'Sullivan comes over. Now Heather O'Reilly will step behind the ball, looking for Urseg. McDonald, Williams, driven in. Finds the head of Williams. It'll fall to Debinha, marked by Edmonds. Debinha, a little spin. It'll be a corner kick the other side. And Denise O'Sullivan will trot over. No, Debinha's going to handle it. So Debinha's over there. She'll take the corner. 3-0 North Carolina Courage. Looking for more.
Great finesse ball in there from Heather O'Reilly.
Lofted ball. Finds the head. Williams and Harris collide near the goal line. Harris may have got the bottom of a cleat.
Debinha's corner kick comes in. Looks like Ursa gets a head on it, and Lynn Williams just tries to get the bottom of her cleat on there, and it looks like she collided with Ashlyn Harris. Gets her left cleat. Looks like maybe her stomach, she hits her, and Ashlyn Harris is still down. Great effort by Lynn Williams there. But she collided a little too hard with Ashlyn Harris.
So Haley Kopmeyer is the backup goalkeeper for the Orlando Pride. Of course, played quite a bit when Harris was with the World Cup team. You see Morgan Reed standing next to Haley Kopmeyer. Morgan Reed would love to get a run. So would Joanna Boyles, as we talked about. Julie King, also a former member of the North Carolina Courage, is on the bench for Coach Skinner. So
Kopmeyer is a University of Michigan graduate. She got drafted in 2013 by the Reign by 31 overall. While she was at Michigan, she was the 2012 Big Ten goalie and Defensive Player of the Year. Last year, she had 3 appearances and 14 saves for the Pride.
Training staff who took quite a bit of time with Marissa Vigiano, and Vigiano stayed in the game. Also spending a lot of time here with Ashlyn Harris, as we're going to have a ton of added time. Let's take a look at all 3 goals in this one so far, Anna Whitty. All 3 coming in the first half.
Some really fun goals too. Crystal Dunn finds Kristen Hamilton out wide. Lynn Williams finds the back of the net. Just one touch off of her left foot. Great way to start the game, just 5 minutes in. And then Hinkle takes on one defender, crosses the ball in with her left foot. Edmonds isn't able to get her body around it. Goes off of her shin guard over Ashlyn Harris's head. An own goal for Edmonds. And then Hinkle again, of course, takes on 2 defenders. So strong. Look at her. She takes it to the inline. Doesn't even have to get her hips around it. Look at that. Finds McDonald, who was able to find the back of the net for the Courage to get goal number 3. And McDonald came in for Kristen Hamilton tonight. Shows you the kind of depth this Courage team has on their bench.
So Ashlyn Harris gives the thumbs up. She's going to stay in the game. Appears to be okay. Lynn Williams comes over to check on Harris. So for the moment, Harris is going to stay in, and they won't need Kopmeyer. He's going to take the gloves back off.
Ashlyn Harris has done a great job for that Pride defense back there. She's such a great leader for this team and has really helped their defense. I mean, the Courage have come at them strong and hard tonight, and at points, the Pride has done a great job of holding their own and attacking as a unit.
Paul Riley having a discussion with Samantha Mewis at the moment. Mewis has taken her game to new heights. Outstanding at the World Cup. Actually, essentially beat out Lindsay Horan for one of those spots in the middle of Jill Ellis's roster. O'Reilly done. Plays it back behind O'Reilly, who'll give it to Dahlkemper.
Yeah, Mewis has done a great job for this Courage team, and she did a great job in the World Cup as well. She's so strong and tall and a great presence for both teams in the center of the field, and she's got great technical skills as well as tactical skills. She sees the field really well. She's got 59 caps with the national team and 14 goals. And not only is Mewis is not only a world champion and an NWSL champion, she was also a champion for UCLA back in 2013 during her junior year, where she also played with Abby Dahlkemper.
Lewis and Dahlkemper staying together professionally. You can see that chemistry when they're on the field together. Lewis, see if she'll get a little bit of a run, or if Paul Riley.
It's always fun to play with teammates from college, I'm sure, all the way up to the pros. You see each other develop. You can help one another with each other's games, and these two are also good friends as well.
Hinkle. Little give and go with Dabinia. And goes too long. I mean, who knows? It could be another collision course. North Carolina Courage and Portland. I will say Utah's playing some pretty good soccer, and as I say that, Houston able to knock them off. The Chicago Red Stars, any team that has Sam Kerr, Julie Ertz on their team, you can't count them out. Alyssa Nair and goal, another Penn State Nittany Lion. It's going to be interesting, but the way the North Carolina Courage are playing right now, it's going to take something pretty big to knock them off that top of the mountain.
For sure. I think the Carolina Courage are doing a really good job. They're going to be really competitive in the playoffs, and there's some other really great teams that are playing really well in the NWSL, and I think that's so fun about this league. Everyone's just super competitive. There's not one team that's just so much better than the other. When you get to these top 1 to 5 teams, there's just some great soccer left to be played in this season, and especially in the playoffs. And you also never know what's going to happen. I mean, Wednesday night's a great example.
Good touch there from O'Sullivan. Now O'Reilly. O'Reilly cuts it back in. O'Reilly's going to give it a go. Trying to take the shot. They'll say deflected. It'll be a corner kick.
why not take a shot? It's your night, Heather O'Reilly.
Absolutely.
I think that's what the Courage team does really well, is getting their outside defenders high and into the attack. So they're attacking with more numbers, and especially with a team like the Pride who's younger and not used to this.
Sent in, chased down by Dabinia. It was Dahlkemper taking the corner, and now Ashlyn Harris will take her time.
Fans, as you know, tonight we are recognizing the career of Heather O'Reilly. We invite you to stay in your seats after tonight's match for a special post-game ceremony.
You can hear Mark Calloway, the PA announcer, reminding everybody that post-game celebration for Heather O'Reilly. I think a lot of folks will stick around for that. That's how much she's meant to the game.
Yes, and she's going to be over at UNC as an assistant coach after this. She'll still be in the area.
Trouble here, Dabinia. Dabinia just missing with the shot. So creative. Took a little bit off, but a couple of feet over the crossbars. You look at the replay here.
Yeah, I think she just got a little bit ahead of herself. A great ball in. Great touch on her right foot. Cuts it back in with her right and gets the shot on her left. Wasn't able to get over the ball, so it went over the net, but she was looking for that upper left-hand corner, and I like what she was thinking.
Dahlkemper. Sullivan. O'Reilly trying to run it down. That extra effort. More in the throw in. Paul Riley saying maybe she lost a little bit of that pace, but she studies the game so much, cares about it so much that she's able to make up for that lack of pace, which was a Heather O'Reilly trademark, of course. She would just run all day up and down that right side. Now doing it as a right back. She's going to be a key sub in the playoffs as well, for sure.
And I think that's a great note of a great player. She's able to...
Sullivan into the 18. Good ball across! Trying to find Dabinia, who's coming so close to scoring.
Straight through the 18. A great ball from O'Sullivan. Dabinia gets on the ground for that one. Dives for it. Almost finds it. Which is a little far too left. McDonald in for O'Sullivan. She wins the battle there. Takes another big touch. Right on the ground. Didn't need to get in there. Great ball. Sliding attack from Dabinia.
Lynn Williams is going to check out as Mackenzie Meehan will come on. Meehan acquired in a trade a little over a month ago. As Lynn Williams, 4 goals in the last 2 games, including that hat trick against Portland. High fives from everybody.
Yeah, Meehan came from Sky Blue. She's had a... She started 3 games this season, traded midway through this season with Liz Eddy went to Sky Blue.
Denise O'Sullivan. Think about how great this team is, and she was the MVP as voted by her teammates. Just to give you an idea of every position counts, the dirty work counts, the chemistry that she brings. It's just a player that, well, you see right there, Crystal Dunn knew she'd be ready for it, and then she gets rid of it with a good pass.
She's not a selfish player at all. She sees the field well, and she knows when to hold the ball, and she knows when to give it away.
McDonald for Mackenzie Meehan. Good hustle there from O'Sullivan. Look at O'Sullivan, just engine never stops. Trying to win it back. Finally, Greening, who got that yellow card early, just gets rid of it as We're in the 67th minute. We'll have a ton of added time because Ashlyn Harris was down for, I gotta believe, close to 5 minutes. It was a long time, Anna.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see her back in the net, though. Nothing too serious.
So now Coach Skinner going to make some changes as he's going to bring on Rachel Hill as well as Camilla. So we'll see who they come on for. Coming out of the game is Emsley, who was pretty silent in this one for the most part. Didn't say her name a whole lot, Anna.
Not too much, but she's a great player. She was really quick, but again, the Orlando Pride really haven't had the ball. 30%, almost 30% of the first half, so the ball's really been in the Orlando Pride's defensive part of the field most of the game.
What a ball from Dunn. Plays it back to O'Sullivan. Now Hinkle. 68th minute. So Boney will give it to Dahlkemper. O'Reilly wanted it in front of her. And it looks like Rachel Hill will be the next sub. And O'Sullivan with the collision will come over and check on Evans as she just flat out knocked Evans down. Smallest player on the field, but definitely the toughest.
For sure, she's a dirty player. I like to see it too. She brings a little bit of a flair to this team who's normally pretty good just technically and plays it around each other. I like to see her get dirty.
That junkyard dog mentality is what she brings.
Great stop there by Crystal Dunn, who's just so strong and so dominant in that center of the field. She's able to pull out wide and follow her defender out wide.
Good work here now by Orlando, showing a little bite. It's 3-0 at half. It's 3-0 now with 22 minutes or so plus added time remaining. North Carolina Courage will be out here on Tuesday night to take on the Houston Dash. Be sure to get your tickets.
Dahlkemper doing a really good job of just moving her feet. She doesn't have to win the ball there, but she doesn't want her defender to get her attacker to get across up there. So she just moves her feet and then eventually wins the ball.
Zerboni to Dahlkemper. Burseg will run it down. Now Hinkle. Hinkle has gone 60 yards. Looking for Dunn. Almost found her. O'Sullivan steps in. Sullivan, after she stepped in, looked like she may have rolled her ankle.
Maybe too aggressive of an attack there. She didn't really have to win it. She could have just come out on her defender's back, but ran through her just a little too hard. And there goes O'Sullivan. Again, she didn't have to win it, but great job of defending there. And
Denise O'Sullivan, tough as nails, right?
yeah, she was the MVP for the Courage
last year,
2018 season.
So Crystal Dunn is going to get a well-deserved round of applause as Rocaro comes on. Rocaro and Dunn used to go at it in college when Rocaro was at Notre Dame and Dunn was starring for the Tar Heels. So Rocaro comes on.
And Rocaro and Crystal Dunn, they both played under Paul Riley at Albertson Cary in their youth years up in New York.
7th minute. And once again, North Carolina FC not getting the call. I have not seen Dave Sarakin this animated with the referee. You saw the stare down he was even given to the 4th official, which not much he can do, but it was fair. I mean, Millard took a shot to the face on a breakaway.
Great play, Chester.
Yeah, Chester rips it away. Ooh.
DJ Taylor looking gassed here. He's struggling to get back into position. Chester's not recovering for him.
Hilton, great ball. This is dangerous. Hilton will get it back, takes a rip with his left, can't win it. We're seeing the fight now of St. Louis FC. They want this. And the shot from distance coming from Cashier, not on frame.
Question is, does Anthony Pulis have an ace up his sleeve here? Because I just don't see a goal coming for St. Louis here.
There's been some controversial plays so far.
I think you put that lightly there, to be honest. Understatement. I mean, how that's not even just a foul. Forget a red card, how it's not even a foul, I don't know. Anywhere on the field, that's a foul.
Stephen Miller, to read his lips, that's on you. Now watch this one, 1 arm, 2 arms. He's got the ball, that's a penalty.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, the advantage doesn't matter. You've got to pull it back and give a penalty there. It's a much better opportunity to take a penalty than it is to shoot off balance with a guy pulling you to the ground.
Great job to our outstanding crew here, showing you those key plays. Part of the reason still zeros. Chester can change it here. Chester hits it. And the problem is Miller's open. Miller yelling at Yamakani Chester in a friendly way. Crystal was also there, but he had 2 players open too.
Yeah, great combination with Dre Fortune. Nods it down, gets the ball from Fortune, and then he just snatches at it. He just never really looked comfortable and with his technique there, and just pulls it.
So Andrew, in my opinion, again, you know more about soccer than I ever will, but he had time to take a touch, and by taking a touch, he then can control his options a little better.
Have you ran at that speed, Dean? That's the problem. For us slow people, we see these fast guys, we're like, it's so easy, just do your step over, go there. But they're running at such a pace that I just don't think the connection's there sometimes, you know? That's what makes the elite players so good. But yeah, you're right, he had so much time to just shift his body, turn his hips, and get a better connection on it, or even take a touch and make a better angle for himself.
Well, and then I think if he does take the touch, it gives him just another second to say, wait, do I have a good angle here, or does Miller or Crystal have a better angle? And maybe that last part still doesn't come in his mind because he wants to score.
Yeah, I think that's confidence, isn't it? That's just snatching at a chance that, you know, Wola, when we had that penalty the other week, just waiting for the ball to come down and stroking it home, and that's the difference between players at that elite level, that they have that composure. They almost play the game in slow motion.
Dean Linke with Andrew Tate at halftime. North Carolina FC Youth doing that special recognition for the Hamilton Awards. I actually had some parents of kids that told me they were coming tonight because of their kids. That's what it's all about, right? That connectivity, and we got to keep growing that. The kids got to want to come out even when they're not winning the Hamilton Award, Andrew Tate.
Absolutely, yeah. The one thing I'd love is if the weather was just fantastic, you know what I mean? Like we've got the heat of the summer, which makes it really tough to sit out in North Carolina because you want to be in the air conditioning. Then now we've got the cold of winter coming, but it's a real test to you how much you really love the game.
St. Louis FC, they can get their 3 right here. It's wide open. DJ Taylor trying to get back. Cashier making a move. Runs into Fortune, but stays with it. That's to Cashier. He's from Algeria. First time, looking for Blackwood. Brotherton finds Chester. Chester will use Guillen. Tambakis will send it long.
It looks like Chester and Stephen Miller have switched sides for the last 10 minutes here, maybe giving the St. Louis boys a different look. I'm just looking at St. Louis and I don't quite see where this goal's coming from, Dean. You know, they're not generating much offense here, and they really need, this is do or die now. Last 10 minutes of their season, effectively.
Austin DeLue stays out there. They've made 2 subs. You'd like to think that sometime here in the next 10 minutes, Dave Sarakin will perhaps bring in Nazmi Abadawi as a salute to Austin DeLue's. I I think they may happen right now. Nazmi Abadawi still warming up. The only player for Dave Saracen, John Bradford, Clint P.A., Nick Platter, the coaching staff from North Carolina FC. 82nd minute. Good ball down to the end line. Corner kick. Corner kick, St. Louis FC.
These are the moments Andy Pulis has been working on, I'm sure, all week in training to really take advantage of. And I bigged up Lewis Hilton before the game due to his goal and assists against Loudoun United a couple of weeks ago in that 4-3 defeat, but hasn't quite delivered that money ball into the box. We'll see if this is the one.
Alex Tambakis, who had the save of the month, his pivotal save against Ottawa Fury. 4 times he got the save of the month, 5 times save of the week. Tambakis, more great work from Brian Ware. 82nd minute, corner kick, driven in, headed out of there by Robbie Christo, who comes back with that 6'4" frame. We talked about it in that New York Red Bulls game. You're a defender and you're chasing down Iwolo, you're chasing down Miller, Deleuze, all these players, and then Christo comes stomping into the game.
Yeah, just hasn't quite, we've not seen much of him in this 10-minute cameo appearance so far.
Turnover, this is trouble. Kept alive, back across. Oh. Smith's extra effort gets to it. Flying now is Camden Feo, back across again. Brotherton finds Chester, and Chester, that's what you got to do with it here. In 83rd minute, just get it out of trouble and see if you can't regroup, reset that back line.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a key period in the game for St. Louis now. They finally got North Carolina pinned back in. You saw Anthony Pulis on that throw in a minute ago, just saying, wait, get set, get everyone in position so we can really start and try and build something here. He sees this as a crucial opportunity for them.
St. Louis FC, they got to throw it all here, folks. They have to get a win. And because of who Birmingham plays, they very much have a legit chance because Pittsburgh is going to want to hang on, right? So 84th minute.
It's very patient, though, really patient from St. Louis. They obviously really believe that they're going to get one, whether it's now or in the 91st minute.
Miller. Back to Taylor. Umar pushes it now to Cicerone. And once again, they find the feet of the talented Lewis Hilton. 84th minute.
Good pressing from Austin Deleuze there, recognizing that Hilton was looking for that big ping and getting out there to stop him from driving one in over the top of the back line.
Oh, this one. Cashier, I thought indeed. I thought he was just going to go ahead and crank it. He waited for it to bounce, and it wasn't a great bounce. So now St. Louis FC, Tambakis has a beat on it. It's loose. Tambakis, the whistle is up though. The offside flag, that'll get a chance for me to remind you that you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
All the space opening up now for St. Louis. They attack down the right flank. Some tired legs out there, I think, Dean, to be honest. It's been a grueling game, certainly one for not one for the faint-hearted, that's for sure.
86th minute. Expect the loudest round of applause as Nazmi Abadawi is going to come on, I believe, for Austin Deleuze. Stephen Miller's got Christo on one side.
Could Deleuze get in the box?
Christo back across Miller! And deflected. Miller just hit it there with his left. He still almost got lucky for it to go in.
Wow.
And the great thing about being here with Andrew Tate, he's on the Miller time train, which I like. You brought that out against Red Bulls.
Yeah.
That was definitely Miller time there.
It certainly was. Well, he missed the cue, right, Dean? We were ready for it. He missed the cue. You can see it there. Just St. Louis again. You've seen these games a million times over. You know, where one team's having all the chances and the breaks, it just doesn't quite go for them. And so is there a goal for St. Louis? But here's the change.
Austin DeLuz is going to give the captain's armband to Stephen Miller. And now Austin DeLuz is going to rightfully soak it in, right, in a big way. And you see the Austin DeLuz family. I got chills.
Yeah, me too. It's a cold night, but that's not the weather there, Dean. That's not the weather. You can see he wears his heart on his sleeve. It means a lot to him, just to be a player for North Carolina FC, and he made that choice. He could have stayed in Orlando down there, you know, back in 2012, and he wanted to come back home and be a big part of something, and he certainly achieved that and more.
Austin DeLuz. Andrew, I've been lucky to do this a long time, 25 years broadcasting games, and it's kind of like your kids. You're not allowed to say you got a favorite, but he's the kind of guy that I literally call every week just to see how he's doing.
And you know he'll give you the time. That's the thing. He's a very humble person. There's no airs or graces about him. He'll talk to anyone. He'll make the time for it. I think, speaking to Tony DeLuz, I think that's what he's most proud about, is the type of man that he is. Not his, you know, NCAA championship win or anything like that. It's more the young man that he's become and grown into.
'88th minute. St. Louis's season is on the line. As much as we want to talk about Austin DeLuz, they really don't care. They need to get a goal right here. And they may get it. It's loose. Pinged away there. I thought if they're going to get it, it was going to happen right there.
Yeah, you can see it. Anthony Pulis, I think he's taking years off his life right now with just the strain of the pressure right now, just needing a goal. And sometimes when you want it the most is when it doesn't happen. So just got to find that bit of quality, that bit of composure. Just one break. They've had many so far to stop the ball going in the goal. It's whether they can get one to go in the other end.
Post-game, I'll have the great honor of being on the field with the DeLuz family. Chester is clipped from behind, and now we will get a card, and the fans kind of with a little bit of humor, as you would say, saluting the call.
Yeah, too little too late, I think, to get back in the good books. Good opportunity here for NCFC. Good angle. Ask the question of the keeper, are they going to shoot? Are they going to clip it to the back post for Brotherton? We'll see what happens. I know Dre Fortune's knocked one in from this range before.
Fortune. Dre Fortune over the ball. Fortune, right foot, Cristo! And how about North Carolina FC? On Austin DeLuz night, he'll run down Cristo with the goal, and it's 1-0 North Carolina FC.
Yeah, what a moment. Dre Fortune, great ball in. Cristo rises like a salmon and does really well to guide it down, and that's the dagger, I think, in St. Louis's season. 4 minutes of stoppage time, and it's a big 4 minutes of St. Louis. I'm just not sure they have the confidence and the belief that they can get back in this.
Robbie Cristo now tying Stephen Miller with a team-high 9 goals. It's almost like he was ready to correct me. Remember, we said he was leading, then we forgot about Miller. Now he's tied with Miller.
He wants to get there. He's like, I'll make you right sooner. Yeah. But he's the man for the moment, isn't he? I mean, the question for Dave Sarakan on Wednesday and whoever they come up against is they're not going to know who's starting for North Carolina. You know, who's it going to be?
Well, I think with Cristo, you got to keep using them the way they're using them because it's working. So you wear him down and then you bring him in and he can put it away. Now let's see if he adds another one. Abadawi, side of his foot. Gomez way out, and he's got to knock it out of bounds. Robbie Crystal, that's like his job, right? It's like a relief pitcher coming on, right, to strike out the last 2 batters. And it's Crystal to come on to finish in the last 30.
And he's doing it. I mean, that's sometimes the problem, right? You get yourself into that role when really he wants to play every minute. But I think either way for him, it's working and it's helping his team get points and results. And right now, that's what it's all about. We're at the business end of the season.
And Andrew, just so you're with me, baseball, that's the Yankees and Astros and those guys.
Wait, it's not cricket, is it? Cricket? No.
Chester is over it. Chester, Abadawi.
Tell you what, that goal was greeted with great applause here. Obviously, they felt like they'd been wronged in this game, and that goal, the relief, the emotion, the fact that it's Austin Deleuze's big night. But I bet you in Birmingham right now, Birmingham, Alabama, that's a huge goal there for them as well. It makes their game tomorrow a bit more of a celebration and make it interesting for Pittsburgh now, because there's nothing on the line for Birmingham.
Alex Campsia snaps it off his head. Tackle coming in there from Taylor. We're in extra time. WakeMed Soccer Park, Sahlen Stadium, Cary, North Carolina. Wonderful crowd here. Final regular season game. Want to see a wonderful crowd on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. It'll be a playoff game, as what happens is 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9. So still trying to figure out exactly whether 7 or 8 will be the seed for North Carolina FC, but obviously this win won't hurt, so in fact it could be that 7 seed as Tambakis bombs it long. So 7 seed perhaps against 10 seed could be Birmingham. And we've got 1 more minute.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased for the fans that stayed. Sometimes fans, it's 0-0. It's been one of the, not a fantastically brilliant game. It hasn't been full of goals, but the fans that have stayed have been rewarded with a fantastic moment and a big moment for Austin Deleuze.
Right side. Good run here. St. Louis FC continues to fight. They earn a free kick right outside the 18. Brotherton didn't like the call, and is there going to be another card coming here? I don't think so. It's just going to be a mark.
Yeah, it's good dribbling there. Brotherton fighting, scrapping. He has got hold of his shirt there. It's a good battle between the two of them. He gets the ball in the end, but I'm guessing the referee saw some of that shirt grabbing and was probably right to call that. But when you're calling that one, you've got to call some of the ones you've missed earlier, Mr. Referee.
This will probably be the last play of the game.
Everybody in the box.
Yep.
It's a little lonely in this half.
Gomez right in front of Tambakis.
Yeah, McCartney Chester. I don't think anyone's catching him if it breaks for him.
Gomez needs to make sure he stays onside. This one sent in, loose, still loose. Cleared out of there, and the fans love it. Chester. Chester's there in the final whistle. How do you blow that as Chester with Gomez? But it doesn't matter. North Carolina FC gets the win. 1-0 over St. Louis FC. Robbie Crystal, 9th goal of the season.
Yeah, great night for North Carolina FC. Sadly for St. Louis FC, it's the end of their season, but Austin Deleuze, the man of the moment, great night, and you could see the emotion on him when Robbie Crystal leapt so high and guided it down in the goal off that Dre Fortune set piece. Fantastic night, and it was a thoroughly deserved 3 points for North Carolina.
We bow down to you, Austin Deleuze, who you just saw. Of course, Crystal with the goal, a brilliant career. The final score, North Carolina FC 1, St. Louis FC 0. For Kyle Lang and his great crew, I want to thank Andrew Tate for joining me in the booth. He'll be back with me on Wednesday. I'm Dean Linke. And you know what? How about North Carolina FC? How about Austin Deleuze? A 1-0 win for North Carolina FC, and it means they'll play here Wednesday night, 7 o'clock in the playoffs. Need you loud and proud. And don't forget the North Carolina Courage tomorrow afternoon, 1:30, taking on Reign FC, the North Carolina Courage in the NWSL. Once again, Robbie Crystal with the goal. Austin Deleuze and his dad celebrating a 1-0 win for North Carolina FC over St. Louis FC.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
My son had been injured and he was prescribed pain opiates. No one ever told us how highly addictive these drugs were. My initial reaction was shock. My son didn't get so deep into the dark, scary woods overnight, and it's no straight line coming back. For parents out there who don't have hope, I realize there's a lot of families that are torn apart, but families can heal. Young people can get better.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
I'm Rudy Tempesta. I'm 92 years old. I fought in World War II. Then I came home, worked for the post office for 70 years. I've been getting Meals on Wheels, and I enjoy it. The most important thing about Meals on Wheels is you meet the people, which to me is fantastic. You need people to keep your brain moving. That's what life is about. It's love and having a conversation with people.
Protect our kids. Protect our communities. Protect our waters. Unused medication poses a deadly risk to our loved ones, and flushing it could impact our environment. There's a way to get rid of leftover medication. It's safe and it's easy. Just toss it in a permanent drop box near you. Operation Medicine Drop. What's in your medicine cabinet?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.